Yeah, guys, I'm in the presence of royalty. I met you in 2013,
Yeah.
and this is 2020. 2020 or 2020?
2020.
Yeah, man. So it's been a while.
Sure.
How have you been, Panabel?
I've been amazing.
Amazing. Tiamabel?
Atiamabel.
Tiamabel. Yeah, so that's Langi or?
No, actually.
Actually.
Yes.
So it confuses me because I used to speak both and they are really like similar.
Oh yeah.
They're similar.
We get to understand each other.
Let me recite the things I know. I know I walk. I walk like a dog. How do we call a dog?
Oh, a dog is guac.
Guac.
Yes.
Yeah. No, guac. Then I know Achel, Rio, beach.
A beach is 5.
The beach is 5. I'm when?
I'm when it's 4.
I'm when it's 4. What is 3?
A deck.
A deck. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least I've told you what I know. At least up to 5. Then what else do I know? I know bin. Like
Yes,
bin can. Wadukucha.
You're so good.
Yeah.
Those are like the basics.
The basics, yeah. Then I'm a teacher on deck, so I want to eat food, so that's, and if I want to marry, I would just say I'm a daho. I'm good, eh?
Yes.
Yeah, at least I remember, because growing up in the barracks, you speak like, I don't know how many languages to get to a language that, you know, that, like at home, my dad constantly spoke Lusoga.
Yeah.
Even right now, he just speaks Lusoga, and I was like the one who was like speaking different languages. I spoke Idizot. I spoke Acholi. I don't know what else, but from the neighbors, man. Like, because that's where I'm eating from. Yeah, you know, when it's a barracks and it's a communal kind of living. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And everyone loves the other person. I think many people in other countries are missing out on the communal love.
Sociology.
Yeah, because we used to eat anywhere, and you know, like our mothers are everywhere. Every woman is a mother to us.
True.
That's how it was.
Communal.
Like they would just say, "Oh, where are you going? Hey, come here. You want to eat? Eat. I'll take you back to your mother." You know.
Sure.
Yeah, but nowadays you touch another guy. Like, oh, don't touch my daughter. Don't teach them this. You want them to eat at lunch. Like, you want them to eat lunch at 1.
Yes,
and the other guy,
time.
a particular time. You want to nurture them in a different way, but because it's kind of communal set up and kind of love, you learn different things. I wouldn't be, you know, knowing my actually that I know, or like my.
So which language, of all those languages, which one do you think in?
Think?
Yes.
Man.
When you're speaking to yourself.
Truth is,
what language is there?
I think in both English and Luganda.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But depending on exactly where I'm at, when I'm in Jinja, because I'm speaking a lot of Lusoga,
yes,
I think in Lusoga. Yeah. But because growing up, my imaginations were to become a star and imagine myself on TV and all these things. So all my thoughts were English.
In English.
In English, yeah.
Yes.
And your thoughts?
My thoughts are in English, completely.
Yeah. I know. It is really, it's something that no one actually thinks about, but we think in a language that we are used to, like we're used to
Yes.
a certain language. And yeah, but sometimes I've started, because I'm learning German, I started thinking sometimes when I'm speaking to someone, my vocabulary becomes like, I get some German words to replace the word that I've said in English, but it just comes in my head. I don't speak it. So it makes me, I think now I'm getting used to the language. Like if I can just sit there and just recite a word. Learning languages. How many languages do you speak?
I speak Acholi fluently. I speak Langi. I speak English. I speak Luganda. But I understand the others.
Yo, do you understand German? Oh, the other. Oh,
that's all.
Guten Morgen, Guten Tag. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot embedded in everything, but it's a very hard language. Just know. Sometimes you're moving, like the words are, you cannot direct translate, because sometimes you're coming from the back to the front. It's like Islam sometimes.
But I think it gets harder as you age.
No. I think for me it is, if I'm used to a language, if I hear it many times, I'm asking you the word, what the word means, and then I'm grasping it. But yeah, to me, this sitting down and learning a language and then learning the verbs and now to conjugate and all these things, it is hard for me. Yeah, but I'm learning it for the sake of learning it.
Yeah.
But I think the best way to learn language is by practicing and being around people speaking it.
Yeah.
Like if I was to go to Gulu or, you know, all this Lira, I would speak these languages very well because I'm interested. That's the other thing. You have to be interested.
Yes, interest before ability.
Yeah, true. What I know about you and other people don't know is that I know that you're smart.
Really?
Woman. Yeah, definitely, 100%. If they followed you on Twitter,
True.
they would know. If they followed your statuses, they would know. And you are a God-fearing person, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, those two things, I know 100% that if you didn't know that you're smart, you are. You are. And and I think everyone is smart, depending on which field they are interested in.
Yes, true.
Like what I believe, everyone says, you know, hey, this guy is not smart, not book smart maybe, but they may be, the reason why they are standing before you is because they are smart enough to get there.
They could be street smart.
Yeah. I don't know what you've been up to these days and how COVID and social distancing and these curfew things have treated you.
It was very easy for someone like me. I'm an introvert.
Okay.
So
what does introvert mean?
An introvert is a person that is more to themselves.
Okay.
They spend a lot of time, you know, at home.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to be out there with everyone, and even if they are, they're still somewhat.
They're still.
You know.
I was one. I think I'm also sometimes still an introvert because growing up in a family where I didn't know. Now I know who loves me.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, I didn't know who actually loves me or not.
Really interesting.
Yeah, it is confusing because in Uganda they call it hard love. Like when someone doesn't tell you they love you.
They don't show it. They don't
show it. They don't tell you. But after some years, they start to talk to you and say, you know what? And they tell you 1,000 things they know about you that are good. And you find out these people were actually interested in me, in you. They loved you. They to remember all that, it means they cared. So right now I'm grown and I know, because parenting in Africa is really, really, really challenging, because there are some secrets that you get to know when you're old, but if you knew them before, you would have acted differently. You get what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Your parents don't really become transparent until they feel like you're at a certain age that they can speak to.
And usually it's at that particular point where you, let's say, have a family now.
Yeah, and they feel like they can share stories about family and how to really nurture a child, but some things you have to learn from the grassroots.
Yeah, true.
I mean, as a kid, you have to know some things, even if they're older than you. Some information is older than you, but you need to know.
A lot of parents tend to hold back, especially the parents in the other generation, which is way different from the generation we're getting.
Which is our parents. We are talking about our parents, right?
Our parents.
Yeah.
So, and they're finding it so hard that the parents of this generation are trying to break that. It's a generational something. It kept on moving with them, but the monumental moment happened with this generation of ours.
Exactly.
We had a lot that we broke.
Yeah.
And I think certain parents, a lot of parents in that particular time, are finding it hard to deal with.
Yeah. I think life is funny in many ways, but growing up, you break certain, how do I call them that? They're not, some steps become easier because someone really made it or pulled it closer and pulled the ladder closer for you, for the other generation. Because I remember the time I started music, every kid who was doing music was either a drug addict. That's what they had lost child. They chased them out of houses and things like that. But right now, every kid is having maybe a sponsor who is a dad, uncle, friend.
Yes, there's a lot
showing
more
that
openness.
there's more. Yeah. So there are many people who sacrifice for what we are eating today or what we are enjoying today, and one of the reasons I stay grounded and I respect every person who has been in the game, even in my song, I say teachers and the legends for the foundation. Like in the song, God knows, I'm trying to thank everyone. So I say teachers and the legends and for the foundation. Because I mean, teachers, yes, they taught us. Then the legends, the musicians, they lay the foundation. For the teachers, it's, brains and whatever.
Knowledge and
and for the legends, I mean, breaking all these, stumbling blocks by, making it easier for us. Speaking of different countries, what's your take? I don't like politics, but I enjoy funny politics. So what's your take on Trump and Joe Biden and have you been following?
I have been following.
Okay.
Especially that other recent debate.
Okay, the interesting one.
It was I had to wake up for that,
Oh, okay. Yes. You watched it live? No, I had to watch the highlights.
I had to watch it, but I think America actually knows what they want.
Yeah, they're just playing with us.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly it. They're just trying to, all instigated by the Trump camp.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't want to say I know a particular, president that would take on, because a fountain of honor of America is like a fountain of honor for the entire world, Yeah. But the drama is a lot. It's too much.
It's a lot. Well, someone may ask us sometimes, why do we follow international politics and we don't follow our own? The thing is, no matter how hard it sounds, or like how hard it may be to believe, I think international politics affects your well-being as an African.
Sure.
Because it was done a long time ago and it's still going on. If we have presidents, we used to have kings. Life was easier, or maybe hard for the slaves, because there was servant, peasant, slaves, and then the kings and the princes and princesses and the royal clans and all that. Yeah. But that's what we knew. Now someone came up and said politics is supposed to be run like this, and there's a president, there's a prime minister, there's you know, the cabinet, then there's
and then it mirrored to
exactly.
the rest of us.
Now we are into all of that, but we just learned it. We even have to read books for it. I feel like, yes, the culture has to erode because it is maybe sometimes, let me say, conservative, but also rigid sometimes to people.
Rigid.
Very rigid. But I think it was rigid for those who were trying to buy in. You get my point? I feel like the Western world wanted to buy in and try to conquer, but they felt like, you know, I can't live like this, so I have to show these people that they can't live like that, and then everything changes. I don't know. Are you a staunch feminist?
No, I'm not a feminist.
Okay, okay. Because also I feel like feminism, I support women's rights and everything, and a strong woman, I would, for lack of a better word, I'm attracted to that strength of a woman than a woman that you just tell what to do. But I would still say, when it comes to feminism, there are those people who are really making it seem like seems so extreme, you know.
Trying to take the place of the man.
Yeah. Some funny video I saw. A chick was making fun. I think she was a comedian. She said, so long time ago, a woman's job was no job. Right now we have to make money, we have to do this, and everything was cool. But then the feminists just came and say, we want jobs. So it was funny because she just says, you know what, we used to just sit down and slay. Because I think it is depicted in the society right now that we have. Like in Africa, girls are used to that. Like, people think slaying started when the word was invented. That's like 2 years ago or 3. But slaying basically, I think, to me, I think it means, you know, it was, long time ago, it was like, woman stays at home, they put money on a desk. It's like a meza. That's what they say, yeah. Put money on a desk for food, but she knows how to, you know, take care of the family, so she can actually keep some. But then she asks for money for the hair, nails, whatever, every weekend. And it doesn't matter which type of hair she has put on her head. Then clothes and whatever and whatever and whatever. So she used to get money, but she sits down and gets it.
Yes. You sit down and
you just get it. And all you have to do is do your nails, do your hair, look good, be the flower. I think that was the basic slaying, and that's how it started, and it's still embedded in the woman when they grow in Africa, because they are, it's sad, but they don't want to work.
And I find that a problem. I'm not a feminist, but I think as a woman you have to have something for yourself, you know?
Not as actually only a woman. I feel like, what is it you're doing if you don't want to earn? Yes, you have to.
I mean, the Bible also talks about it in Proverbs 31, you know, an industrious woman. You have to have something for yourself. You need to at least know something, you know, be good at something.
Sometimes it just becomes like, and it becomes natural when men just sit down and, you know, and the woman comes back from wherever at whatever time and just makes the food. But have you ever thought of asking him to help you?
Yeah, sure.
You get, like, this is out of experience. I mean, you are, me and my girlfriend, we come back at home and we are all tired, coming from wherever I've come from, and she has also come from work. So when you come at home, you enter the house, and maybe it's dirty, or there are utensils that are not done, then there's no food.
You need to cook food.
Naturally, one of us will go to something, and I'll maybe do the dishes, maybe I first bathe or something, but as I bathe, maybe she's doing something. Then it comes to eating. She's lazy, I'm lazy. I say, you know what, I'm just gonna throw some noodles in the hot water, and if you want to eat some, tell me. Then she says, I'll eat some, but I'm not so hungry. So think about that. Yes, naturally, we're not giving out tasks, but I have cooked. In actual sense, I've cooked.
Yeah.
And I've cared like anyone should. So I mean, it is the way you start your relationship, actually. If you guys don't talk, because now in our Africa, many women and men don't talk.
There are a lot of unspoken expectations.
Yeah.
And people get into these relationships with those unspoken expectations, and then eventually mature into marriage.
Yeah.
Then it's after, say, 5 years that a person is coming back. Oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Okay, I thought some of these things have to be talked about.
Yeah.
You get to know what ticks for them, who the person is, I
think I talked to Navi about this part where courtship is limited to only the times before marriage. I mean the times when you're just getting to know each other.
There's
courtship is supposed to be
right there.
Yeah, and that's when you pretend. Someone doesn't know that, truth be told, some people, you cannot leave their bathroom doors open.
True.
When they are doing their business. For example, I'm just trying to say, you cannot do it by mistake. Yeah, it's going to kill you. Then some couples are really free fighting with each other, but to reach that extent, it's hard for people to reach that extent.
I think there also has to be some kind of self-acceptance.
You have to accept each other,
because before you open up to somebody else, you need to have accepted yourself a certain way. So you're okay with them knowing this. And
then they're also okay, they have accepted. And then you introduce your other, laws. You like, man, this is where I am. And courtship should be done while you're cohabiting.
Yes.
Because these things, listen, I can just, because as a kid, I read this book. My dad made me read this book every night before we slept. And there was a guy who wanted to marry this beautiful girl, but he had nothing.
Yeah.
But he had the looks and everything, but he asked for a few things that he could get. And the village supported him because he was a humble kid. So he moves from home to home, borrows stuff, goes and gets this woman, and as they come back, he drops everything and enters his heart the way he came. And the woman has to go in that same house, broke, because he's returning everything.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he
had to put up an appearance.
So I can put up an appearance. Every time I can work hard and come to see you and like, hey, Pana, what's up? But I have maybe some bling or some nice shoe. Every time I see you, you're like, oh, this guy has class. But maybe I look at the guy, I'm like, yo, team, kasati kankolera, oh man, that shoe I collect from there. I come see you. Yeah. I show you how good I am. I come with some money. Maybe I even stole it. Maybe I'm in debts. Like we are like the book is saying that you're borrowing all these things. So you come, we get into the house and we are in one room. Then you start to, hey, this guy even lives in one room. He doesn't, I don't know where he even got the clothes where he was wearing on the Kwanjula. Because there's a friend actually I had talking about a friend who got married and then but like then she was in a musical, like one room, but where they did the occasion was a different place. And yeah, so she stopped slaying because she was looking for a man to marry her. She didn't even care. She thought, oh, whoever has money. So this guy had the money. Yeah. Finding out this guy doesn't even have lunch for them after the Kwanzaa. So where did the money come from? You don't know. So
okay, well, so that is where I take cohabiting. But like we say, courtship has a lot of pretense here. But I think there has to be a certain particular point in time where the time you say yes to this man, yes, it doesn't have to be out of impulse or because he has proposed. And I think it has to get to a point, as women as well. A lot of women get so excited. There is that wave that comes. There's that age where everyone seems to be going.
Yeah, and then I hate that about our women.
And then before you know it, when someone shows up, she wants to cling in because he has come. And it's
the age factor.
Yes, it's not something reasonable. So I would say yes to cohabiting, but again, no. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to first live with somebody to get to know them.
Well,
I wouldn't mind being in their space. I wouldn't mind them
automatically.
Being
I was just going to tell you that automatically you're going to cohabit. This is how you cohabit. I invite you as many times as I invite you.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden you start becoming comfortable. Our women are the most comfortable people ever. We just bring a bag. The next thing, we bring our fridge. We want our own water. So that means you've taken his space.
But I think some
and
men,
your space is becoming your space. His space is becoming our space or your space together. So.
But I think some men also like it. The men who want you to mark your territory. And it's not like you want to do it, but.
No, you want. You want. That's why you mark. Because if you don't want, why do you mark? But yeah, that's the thing. As you mark the territory, mark it well. Like learn this person, like study this person, learn from this person, and then teach you about themselves,
Yeah.
I mean, if you really know this person in and out, try to do your investigations and everything, then time comes and you marry.
I think it takes some kind of wisdom to come to a conclusion like that, which not everyone has. A lot of people in this world have knowledge, but they don't have the wisdom.
What's up?